The mission of the Clark County Sheriff's Office is to protect and safeguard our community. With approximately 245 employees covering over 512 square miles, the task is daunting. Recently, we spoke with Clark County Sheriff John Horch to hear about the latest in crime trends and learn how new tools and funding are making a difference.
Hello, I'm Jim Demler with Clark County Close-Up. Thank you so much for meeting with us.
Thank you for having me.
So the last time we spoke was back in early 2024, and we were coming out of the pandemic. At that time, property crime rates were pretty high. Over the last couple of years, have you seen property rates fall?
Well, I would say almost all different types of crimes, violent crimes and misdemeanor crimes or property crimes, have increased still. There was a huge jump after the laws changed in 2021 when we couldn't chase anybody or we couldn't detain anybody unless we had probable cause. Those laws reversed. It came back a bit, which we can actually stop people now or detain them a lot easier than a few years ago. So I looked at some of the crime statistics just a few days ago, and almost every category, especially violent crimes too, and we've had quite a few, unfortunately, police shootings in Vancouver and Clark County in this area over the last few years, and that's as a result of some of the things that we're encountering, some of the dangerous situations we're encountering.
Okay. What types of impacts is your office seeing from continued drug use in our community, and what are some of the latest drug trends?
Yeah, the biggest one still I know people know about is fentanyl. Still very powerful, but there's still a lot of heroin and methamphetamine that come into our area. But we have the sheriff's office does have a specific unit that works those crimes. So they are taking off some of the major dealers that are in this area that come up. Most comes from the south. And we've talked about at the federal level of how to get rid of fentanyl chemicals going to from China to Mexico and then coming right up into our country. And we're working on that at the federal level too to stop that. But fentanyl is the biggest one, and it impacts everybody, the whole system as far as healthcare and whatnot. But also that people have a tendency when they need money and they don't have it to commit crimes or burglaries or whatnot to pay for those drugs. So that has not stopped.
Can you list a few basic tips that people can do to cut down on their chances of being impacted by crime?
Okay, number one, you get a phone call that says this is the sheriff's office or the Vancouver police and we have a warrant for you if you don't pay this. Those are all scams. Nobody should listen to any phone call about paying anything to a district court or the sheriff's office. They will use my name even. Please just hang up the phone, don't get into them. The scams are out there and people are still paying these people. Number two is if you can, put up cameras on your house or a recorded system in your neighborhood. That's how we catch a lot of the crimes that happen. We go in and we canvass an area. We picked up a attempted murder suspect, I think a year ago, off of neighborhood cameras. We had nothing to go on except a car. And then the next neighbor picked up the license plate on their camera. So if people can afford them, put up a few cameras on your front and your sides, and that helps as well. And two is during the cold weather, do not leave your car running in the driveway, even locked. They will get stolen. So that it sounds basic, but that still happens quite a bit.
Well, and then still people leaving bags in their car and going, visible.
Just for if you leave it for 1 minute, it can be gone. You go in the grocery store and you're not thinking about it, your window can get broken out and taken, yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you for those. Back in 2024, we discussed deploying body cams in the sheriff's office. So I see one on you right now.
Yes.
So what's the status of this? Are they fully deployed?
The sheriff's office, yes. Anybody in uniform or that does a patrol function, if the special investigations unit goes out and does a search warrant, they put them on as well. We all have them. I wear them too because I can encounter something when I'm out there, and they've been phenomenal. So it took about 9 months to implement once I became sheriff, and they have been great. We use them we can review them for training purposes. I put them out there as transparency. I have a policy if we have a major incident, I'm putting the footage out there within 7 to 15 days. And so the deputies love them. I love them. The public loves them, the transparency, so they've been great.
Good. That's wonderful to hear. The state opened the law enforcement training center in the old Image Elementary site. Why is this so important for law enforcement throughout the region? And how is this assisted with hiring more deputies?
Yes, the state actually opened up 4 around the state, so I think there's a total of 5 now. And so we had one place to go for the longest time. When I hired on, you had up in Seattle. And so what this does is there's no backlog as much anymore. We would hire somebody, and they could wait anywhere from 4 to 10 months and trying to find things for them to do. We can't train them. So the academy, local people can apply. They don't have to be gone from their families. 3 hours up to Seattle, and it really, really broke open the dam on how many we hired. The last few classes, I think we've had 8, 9, or 10 sheriff's office deputies go through them. We have 10 in this current class, and before, we would have 3 or 4, maybe up to 5 would be a big class. So it's really broken open the dam on how fast we can get people, because they're getting paid at the same time. It's taxpayers' money, and they're not being trained till they go to the academy. So this really opened it up. This was one of the best things that's happened in the last few years.
Are there talk of a more permanent location for the training
There
center?
is talk. We've talked about it. There's nobody has. We've talked about some state legislators. I know the city of Vancouver has talked. The sheriff's office has talked with people. We just signed a 10-year lease. The state did with Image Elementary.
Okay.
And there's other things that go on at that site as well. So a 10-year lease is pretty good. But I could see eventually. It would be nice to have something more permanent and where we could do driving there and firearms, have it all at one location.
Okay. We talked about recruitment. What's the latest on recruitment? Are you able to keep up with retirements and be fully staffed?
Well, oddly enough, retirements have kind of slowed down a little bit. They kind of go in waves since I've been here. I've been with the Sheriff's Office 37 years. They kind of go in waves. But recruitment has gone well. We're getting a lot of people to apply. It's the quality applicant is a little bit tougher than in the past. So we are getting people. We hired, I think, 25 enforcement deputies last year, but then you do lose some through training. Probably roughly about 25, 27% do not make it through the training program. And even though you're in the background, you're looking, you're trying, you do everything you can at the academy, the biggest thing is you don't know until you put them in a car with a training officer how they're going to respond to people and doing 5 things at once. That's when you find out if they can make it or not. So it's going well, yeah, I'm very pleased with our training program. We have great trainers, and yes.
Good. In August 2022, voters approved the safety sales tax. How has this funding been used by your office?
For our office, the Sheriff's Office, and it went to a couple different law and justice entities. The jail got some positions from it. We were in 7 enforcement positions. Some of them had to go to our civil division for extraditions, and some for the courthouse. We were down quite a few. And then it funded all the body-worn cameras.
Oh, okay.
And then personnel. There was probably, I'm guessing here, 4 to 5 people we had to hire just to manage that program. And for public disclosure requests, because now they come in on the camera, so we have to go through those. So it funded all that. So that was a great thing that the voters approved, and that is literally why we have body-worn cameras.
Okay. Where are we in finding additional funding for the Sheriff's Office?
So last year there was a House Bill 2015, or maybe it was Senate Bill, I got it wrong there, House Bill 2015, and it allowed the county council or municipalities to vote in council-matic, just not by the people, just the council 0.01% public safety tax. And they voted on that last August to start taking the tax. And then November 19th, they approved, they all gave a thumbs up, all the councilors voted to provide us 22 additional enforcement deputies and 4 non-sworn support and that help our enforcement team. So total of what, 26 positions were approved, and we're working kind of through this. They haven't been able to start collecting the tax yet. Probably not till April. Some of the legislative language in there, but in April they'll start collecting the tax, and then a month or 2 later we'll be able to. So right now I think we're at 5 or 6 vacancies right now, which is, you always have a few vacancies,
sure,
but it's very low. But I've been there when we've had 25, 30 vacancies. But we are hiring, and like I said, we just got approved. Just need to do some final touch-up and some signatures with the council, and we'll be ready to go.
Good.
It's a very good step, but it's not quite there. We actually need to get on par 90 deputies right now to be even within the state average of what we should have. We've been low for a long time.
90 additional on
Not,
top?
not 90
okay.
additional, no,
Total,
excuse me,
okay.
like, so it'd be 67.
Okay.
And so every year, I've always said this county council has been supportive of the sheriff's office and public safety. This has been a problem for 25 years, and so they are starting to address it. But 25 years going one direction takes a little time to get back.
Sure.
But I'm very pleased that they voted for that.
Okay, good. What other opportunities do you see for the sheriff's office?
Well, I think one of the important things is getting back out in the community as much as we can. When we're limited on personnel and staffing, we can only do the basics. And if you have to get the basics down first of responding to 911 calls, keeping the public safe. But we're back in the schools. We have a school resource officer. We're expanding our volunteer coordinator program as well, because those volunteers help. They go out and tag abandoned vehicles that it doesn't take a deputy to do. They do other functions as well that lift that off. And we also signed last year and a half ago, contract with La Center. So we provide their police services as well. We provided 6 bodies for there. La Center pays for that. But that's a good contract that the sheriff's office has, provides more opportunities. So we're expanding and we're growing our specialty units as well. So it's exciting to see. It's a good step, but it can never stop pressing on the staffing issue, letting people know. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers?
You know, one is I'd like to thank the citizens of Clark County. They've been very supportive of the sheriff's office. And without their support, I don't think we would have maybe gotten all the staffing this year. And 2 is, I know I'm head of the agency, and the quote-unquote, the buck stops with me. But if it wasn't for the people, they do all the work. I have great people working at the sheriff's office. That's why I ran for sheriff, is I didn't want to leave, just end my career. There were such good people here that work here. They have hearts of gold and a service attitude, and that's what I love. I'm very proud at the sheriff's office, and if it wasn't for, like I said, the dedication of the employees, every day I get an email or a text from somebody, just a little note thanking for what they did, whether it's our records division or out on the road and a patrol deputy or a detective division, and I love hearing that stuff. So,
Okay, that's great to hear. If viewers want to learn more about any of these issues, I'm assuming they can check at the Clark County Sheriff's Office. The website clark.wa.gov/sheriff, and the phone number 564-397-2211.
yes, if they get on the Clark County website, you'll be able to go to the sheriff's office. And in there, we also have our action plan of things that we've done and things that we're going to do and then the future. So, and we update it quarterly so they can see where we're at with things. So the community involvement, they can contact us and say, hey, we like this or we don't like this. It's out there of everything that we're doing.
All right, well, thank you so much for meeting with us.
All right, thank you again.